guys in the Movie Dad's Beer Talk, and we're just gonna start off hot. We're back here with Peticolas.
Cheers.
Cheers. Salud, everybody. We're gonna start this off right. I'm your host, Victor Santana. Got the beer wrangler, Drew.
What it do, baby boo?
The man, the myth, the legend, Ziggy. And then we have Peticolas. We got Chad returning.
Yes.
Literally a year.
Yeah, like it seems like so long ago, but not really. I mean, you two guys are really growing up. It's cute.
We are, you know.
I'm actually
Finally got a
enjoying
beard.
different beers now, and I have a beard.
Yep.
And Georgina, first time.
Yes,
Yes.
I'm new.
So we have the most infamous episode ever where I think I almost didn't finish the episode. I was so drunk towards the end.
That's okay. That's okay. You're developing what we call a tolerance.
I was training. It was training season.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. We always refer, even during the shows, like we like, oh, that's when we had Peticolas on, and you know,
So many beers.
Yeah, there's all different stuff. So
Well, we try.
I think that was whenever you guys had an IPA y'all were coming out with.
No, isn't it? Wasn't it
Yeah.
the sit down or sit you down?
No, that
Yeah,
one's
so
been
we
out.
had a new one that we were coming out with about that time, about a year ago.
Yeah.
So that was probably called Match Day at the time, I believe, if I'm right.
No, it was a different one. It was like
Or too soon? No, we've had that
It
for
was-
a little while.
No, was it?
Okay.
it
We
was
got
one-
it was
So-
training season. We were drinking a lot of beers that day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I did bring another IPA that we had that we just re-released that we had last summer. So it might have been that one. I doubt it. But we have a new one out right now that you can go get at your bar or come over to our tap room called Doctor's Orders, and we'll try that a little bit later.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. They're the first IPA I like. The sit down or sit you down.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I like that one. That was the imperial version of another beer you guys have, right?
No, that was
a
just
double.
yeah. Sit down is a double or imperial IPA. It kind of those two mean the same thing. Really, anything double or imperial means 8% alcohol or above. If you see that label.
And I actually like that for some reason more than the other IPA you had on the show.
Yeah.
that day.
Well, that's good. So we brought a lot of other beer here. Right now, we're drinking Velvet Hammer.
The classic.
Our flagship beer, which was never really intended to be our flagship beer.
We talked about that last time.
Yeah,
That was
it just kind of
surprising.
happened to be. So we brought Velvet Hammer. We're starting off with that. And then we brought two other versions of Velvet Hammer. So we brought the Pick Hammer, which is kind of Velvet Hammer light. And we brought Sledgehammer, which is a bigger version of...
I'm interested about the sledgehammer. That sounds dangerous. I want to drink it.
It is, yes.
So which one's the strongest one? The
Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer?
It just sounds dangerous. That's what I'm saying. It just sounds
Yeah.
dangerous. I want to drink it.
Yeah.
Are you sure you want to go back there again?
Yeah. We're gonna
I
have him
mean, I
slur it
might
again.
slur my words again. You know the problem.
Okay.
You know, but problem with the last when we first started the show, I used to drink prior to the show, so I used to take shots.
Pre-gaming. That's,
Yes.
Try to loosen up and
Yeah,
you know.
because I'm a nervous talker and I obviously forget things. If you watch the show, I honestly forget people's names sitting right next to me.
Hey, dude, I get
And
it.
I'm surprised I got
get
your
it.
name. I'm really happy about that.
I was ready to jump in. I was right there for it.
Always on screen. We had a guest, Adriana, last week, and we literally talked there right before on air. Talked about her. I'm really bad with names. She's like, I'm bad with names too, but you got this. And then I looked right at her and I was like,
awkward.
his wife.
Yep.
His wife.
But
His wife.
If she had a dog, you would have remembered her name.
Yeah,
That's
probably.
how I am.
Dog people.
I love
Yeah.
my dog. You got
See?
what type of dog you got?
I've got two little mutts. I've got a Corgi Shepherd and a long-haired Chihuahua.
I got a pit bull
Nice.
mutt.
Very nice.
She's a pain in my ass.
I think you love him. That's why.
She literally waits for me to touch the bed and then she'll jump on it. She waits though. I'm glad she waits.
Well
Just
trained.
Just some manners.
Sometimes it's like I won't get there until he touches it, but once I'm all touch it, she's all on the bed.
So what do you guys have going on at the brewery? Any cool events coming up? Anything?
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on all the time. This past Sunday, we just did a Gone Too Soon series. We're calling it a brunch series, Gone Too Soon, where Selena was the
Yeah.
honored Gone Too Soon artist.
Hashtag anything for Salinas.
Right, and so we did that. We paired with Resident Taquera, and they came and brought out breakfast tacos.
Is that what they had all the
nice.
people with the Selena shirts?
Yes.
Mhm.
I saw that on your Instagram, and I was just scrolling through. I was like, that's cool. Selena shirt.
Yeah, so
nice.
the next one we have coming up, because that one went so well, we're going to try to make it a series, is Prince. So we're
Oh
gonna
my
do a
God, I will be there for
brunch
Prince.
themed,
You just-
I will-
yeah.
Bob Marley.
I think the next one is Prince.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I will have my Prince book out. I will be there for that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, Victor's like one of the biggest Prince fans that I know. Like, I think he left early from work the day he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
really
had a really close friend of mine call me. She was like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm like, "I was at work, busy. You okay?" He never called. It's like, can you sit down?
Sit down.
Yeah.
And she was like, Prince died. I'm like, you fuck with me. So I looked it
No.
up.
Mhm.
It was real. He did die. And I went to my manager. I was like, I gotta go.
I need the day off.
I need the
No
rest of the day
way.
off. Like tears in
Yeah.
my eyes. It was bad.
Yep.
So yeah, we're trying to make that a thing. We're kind of our brunch series or whatever.
I like
where we
it.
kind of honor an artist, play videos and music from that kind of artist, and then obviously serve good beer and then
course.
Every beer's
theme type brunch
Yeah.
menu items. Because I mean, let's admit it, we're in Dallas and brunch is kind of our thing here, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God. I never had
There's such
brunch.
a big brunch market.
So you've
Yeah.
never had brunch?
Brent told me to Texas. I'm originally from New
Oh.
York City. I never finished that sentence. I have a bad habit of cutting him off, like constantly.
It's a
And
New Yorker thing.
he starts talking at some point, like, yeah, that's cool, but he cut it off, and I feel really bad.
But
So-
I'm more interesting.
I'm talking here. Yeah.
So we're doing that, and then obviously we have our tap room open 4 nights a week, Thursday through Sunday, and so that's a big thing for us too. Another big thing, if you want to look up our website or look up us on Facebook, we have our Velvet
We got
Hammer
the
5K.
website up right now.
Yeah, good. If y'all can pull up sometime the Velvet Hammer 5K spot, that'd be awesome. So we're doing a 5K run around the Design District.
Oh, that's good.
We're
That's a
going to
good little
have, I
area right
think
there.
it's 50 taps of beer
Yeah.
flowing after the 5K.
Wow.
Bands playing, shutting down the streets around there. So it should be a lot of fun too.
I will walk it as much as possible.
Please do, yeah.
I'm a big boy. I'm
Yeah.
almost 300 pounds. I am not ready to 5K. I'm not ready. I'm not 5K ready.
Well, I told my wife that I was going to run it. She's like, "Really? Are you going to be okay? Are you going to be safe? Are you going to survive?"
That's a good question. Are
Right.
you gonna make it?
I don't think I've done a 5K since high school. So
Yeah.
Last time I did a 5K was at Raw's a few years ago.
yeah.
That 5K they have over there in Fort Worth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did it last year too.
They do it. I think they do it every year,
Kind of goes by, yeah.
but I did it 4 years ago.
Well, now
Yeah.
we're having one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be there for that one.
So yeah, definitely check it out
Inaugural,
if you can.
have to.
Yeah.
really cool.
That sounds like a fun time.
There's it up right there.
Hey, sweet. Yeah, you get like a nice
You get a
shirt.
shirt.
You get 3 beers. You get a medal. You get official racing bib.
I just do it for the medal.
Just not,
Look, Mom, look what I did.
I finally accomplished something.
not the beers, just the metal.
Yeah. So that'll be a lot of fun.
Sounds like fun. I have a question. So we brought it up on the show episodes back, but the whole thing that was going on with when you guys got
Shut down.
with the whole.
Fire
what was
marshal.
Can't talk about it. I'm
Okay.
kidding, I'm kidding.
I was like, dang, she says so serious. I was like, all right, next topic.
I was looking at her. I was like, oh shit.
I like to play.
We just met her, so
Yeah.
she's like,
It's time.
we're still trying to figure her out. She's like, yeah, we can't talk about that.
Segue. Look at my beautiful face right there.
But anyway, so we heard all. She's still laughing at me. Like, we so the whole what was it around New Year's or a little bit before New
Yeah,
Year's for you
yeah.
guys, and then
Yeah.
what Cidercade and
Noble Ray.
Noble
yeah,
Ray.
Double Ray too.
Noble Ray got it.
That was the 30th. It was the day of our anniversary.
The day of our anniversary party, we had our 6-year anniversary party on December 30th, and then everything was closed down. Our events coordinator manager was wrapping up with a couple of his friends and a couple other employees, and fire marshal representative came in, inspected, and long story short, we needed to comply with a couple different things in order to open back up. And so Michael Peticolas worked really well with the fire marshal, the fire chief, city of Dallas, and a few other people to make sure that we could open back up and make sure the tap room was getting going.
Yeah, I heard there was just kind of a disconnect between the actual when they approved it for a tap room, not knowing necessarily what a tap room was going to be used for.
Well,
sort
yeah,
of,
and when we opened our tap room, that was one of Michael Peticolas's, cards up his sleeve. He likes to play those every so often. So we've been open for a little over 6 years now, and our tap room has just been open for a year.
Yeah.
People always ask us, why don't we bottle or can? Because that's another one of those aces up his sleeve, so to speak. That once we've saturated the keg market here in DFW, we're going to try to then go to cans or bottles. But we have no real plans for that right now. The thing with the tap room was because we've been open for so long, we didn't have one, then it wasn't really an issue for us. But I'm glad we got things worked out, and I think really right now we're in a better standing with the city, so to speak.
Yeah, I heard it went pretty smoothly. I mean,
Yeah.
the initial shutdown sucked, but
Ultimately, I think only we were closed down for 5 or 6 taproom business days.
that's not
We
too
could
bad.
still produce beer. We were still brewing and operating that as a brewery, but our tap room was not open, which was not a good thing for our full-time bartenders because they couldn't, obviously get income.
Yeah.
But we worked it out with them.
so many games of ping pong lost. You know.
Oh no, we were still playing pong. But trust me, we pong for days.
Me and Victor were outside like, let us play, let us in.
No, the
No.
coolest thing about that was that we had so much support from the community,
Yeah.
social media as well,
Yeah,
these
we-
outlets covering stories.
We
and
posted
saying,
it. We try to cover as much as possible.
Exactly,
Yep.
and it was awesome because we initially did not reach out to anybody, and they came to us and like, what can we do to help you guys like open back up and bring awareness to everybody? And I guess phone calls were made, and
Yes.
yeah, it was great. It was humbling.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, just my whole argument about it is just give us a warning. Like, okay, we didn't know. Give us a chance to fix it instead
Right.
of just shutting us down.
Mhm.
You know, but that was a lengthy conversation about that for a few episodes.
Right.
Yeah.
I think ultimately we got out of it pretty good. A couple of the other breweries were not so fortunate.
Yeah. Yeah. There was I guess it was good to have, Michael having his legal background
Right.
somewhat to kind of navigate through the troubled waters.
I think it's a combination of his legal background and his personality.
True.
So he's really good at talking to people and
Yeah.
getting his point across and making sure that the best thing happens for the brewery and ultimately the city of Dallas too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No, you guys posted about them. You supported the fire marshal.
Right.
You guys didn't say anything bad about them. You guys supported them. You had them over too. So
Mhm.
it looks like it all worked out well.
Yeah. So we're back up and open. Please come to the tap room.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I will be there losing at ping pong.
That's fine with me. Just spend some money there.
Right. So I know you were one of the original people working there, right? The brewery.
Yeah.
And then how long have you been with the brewery, Georgina?
It'll be 3 years in June.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, so
Not that
I've
new.
just
Yeah.
been kind of tucked away. I was working
Tucked away
Just
in the
hidden.
cellar.
Yeah,
Georgina, more beer.
kind of. No, I started off in distribution, so I was driving one of those box trucks, dropping off
Oh,
kegs.
beautiful
at-
cars.
Yes, full of beer to different bars and restaurants, and I did that for about a year and a half, a little over that, and then I moved to production with the guys full time in January of last year.
Oh nice.
So it's barely been a little over a year that I've been in production.
Nice.
Seems like a lot longer than that.
I know, because I'm so awesome.
Time flies.
Time does fly.
Yeah,
Really does.
it does.
So I have a question. What's it like being a female brewer in the industry? Because I mean, obviously, it seems like it's heavily dominated male presence.
Yeah.
What's it like being a female brewer?
For me, I think I'm a little bit more comfortable with it because I came from another male dominated field, and so I didn't really notice it.
Mm-hmm.
It was other people that were kind of like, "Oh wow, you're a brewer," and I'm like,
Really?
"Yeah, that's new." Because I'm still very new to the industry. I've only feel like I've been in it maybe 5 years, and so it wasn't, I guess, obvious to me that there weren't a lot of women in the production side. I thought it was just kind of like, well, maybe it's just me here because the Dallas beer scene is so young.
Yeah.
But it turns out that no, yeah, across the nation, obviously, it's a lot smaller number. Now, I mean, it's fun, it's hard, it's kind of
Yeah.
cool being asked that question,
Yeah.
what is it, how is it different? But no, so far it's been pretty great.
Has there been any uncomfortable situations where people are like, you're sure you're a brewer?
Of course,
Yeah.
all the time.
I've heard stories about that
They
before.
make
And
the faces that when you're like, I'm a brewer, like really?
that's cute.
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm the good guy, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean,
Yeah, and
Jar.
so
I've been there many times myself. I understand.
So I guess kind of as the you being one of the small minority of brewers, you guys have to stick together. The girls have to kind of
we do.
stick together.
We do, but overall, the beer community is very welcoming and inclusive. That is something that I found different in this industry.
Yeah.
I second that.
Yeah, and so everybody, the hospitality is everywhere you go. If you go to a brewery, I don't know, in Wyoming, it's like, oh man, you're a brewer? Oh, you work at a brewery? Here's all the free beer you want. I don't know what other industry is like, here, I really can't think of anything.
So that's what it takes to get free beer, huh?
Yeah.
Exactly, work at a brewery.
No, just say I work at a brewery.
Oh.
Go
Yeah.
to another brewery.
You're right,
Yeah.
I suppose.
You'll be
That's-
surprised though. There's there are some places that just won't hook you up. And not that we ever go into another brewery expecting a hookup, but
Yeah.
You would like the industry
It's
touch
usually
because
the smaller ones. That do.
yeah, we normally always
Do the same
provide
for-
that
yeah.
to other brewers from around the
Or
country.
just at least a conversation, like what you guys working on, or things like that. You don't have to
Yeah.
go to details of it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to share entire recipes, but
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I
Everyone's
wasn't
got their-
supposed to do that.
Was it? No.
No.
Oh, well, whatever.
well, lesson learned. Lesson learned.
Whenever you guys go visit other breweries, you guys get to try like some cool ultra rare stuff that not released.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. It just
Yeah.
depends.
Yeah.
Who it is?
On the brewery, what they're doing, if they're excited about something they're barrel aging that they haven't like totally finished out, they're like, oh, do you want to sample it real quick? And yeah, of course, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's
Then
cool.
you go back into the barrel room and
I
check
think
that
that's just
out.
better because you get feedback too. You know,
Mm-hmm.
That's
Get
true.
Feedback from other professionals.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
because you could let me sample it. I can't give you any feedback. Like I like it or don't like it. That's all I got. I can't give you more details.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
But no, this for me, I've said this many times. For people who actually work in the industry, like you guys who make beer or home brewers, everybody's super welcoming. I don't know anything about beer. I'm learning. I'm interested. I've been hanging out more and trying to learn more. But always welcoming. There's only
Yeah.
people who are not involved in the beer making process that are a-holes. But
Yeah.
outside of that, within the community, awesome people.
Yeah.
And I think it's ultimately what got us, I know me,
Yeah.
involved in it and everything. You can go online. You can go to several different either blog sites or Facebook fan pages and whatnot, and you can find people dogging on
man.
certain beers, certain
Everything. Oh, my
breweries.
God.
And, it's just not worth it. We got people putting in their heart and soul to brewing something they want people to enjoy.
And they
And
just
granted,
miss it.
there's a lot of bad beer out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of bad local beer, but there's also a great amount of local beer. And ultimately, I think if we support the local scene, then it's going to rise up a little bit.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. That's one of the things we've noticed doing the show, having multiple brewers on, is everybody's been very welcoming, like willing to talk about their beer, and talks well about all the other breweries. Nobody like brings anybody down. So I mean, that's pretty cool. So
Especially in this area, that's pretty cool, I think.
yeah,
But, there are bad beers, but I don't think no one goes in trying to make a bad beer.
No.
Just,
Oh, of course not.
I'm gonna make a mediocre one.
I want
Yeah.
to make bottom line shelf beer. Right. Let's go here. I think everybody just goes in and try to do their best, and it doesn't hit some notes for everybody. I know I'm very picky about my beer.
And you should be.
See.
That's why there's so many options and different styles.
I'm picky because I'm just a picky person. That's like I know what I'm talking about.
Thanks for trying to save me there, but
But I
Yeah.
appreciate the
I
same.
was.
Yeah.
But
No, I learned that I like sweeter beers. I like sweeter drinks. I like balanced beers too. Like
Good.
kind of those profiles.
Well, that's kind of one of our signatures is well-balanced beers.
Yeah.
We're known for high alcohol beers, but also a good balance between
You don't taste
malt
the
hops.
alcohol.
Yeah.
That's the best part about it.
yeah.
So, y'all ready for round two?
I am
Yeah.
always
All right,
ready.
good. So we're kind of doing a little Velvet Hammer trip,
Okay.
so to speak, and then we have a couple more at the end. So let's make sure we have time to drink everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course.
Definitely.
So we started off with Velvet Hammer. We're going to go to the baby brother of Velvet Hammer, which is a Pick Hammer.
Pick Hammer.
So what we did with that is
I just
when
realized
we
what it was in my head.
Yeah.
I'm not that smart. Sorry.
How many kinds of hammers can you think of?
Because I just thought it was like a random name you picked. I was like, oh no,
Yeah.
it's an actual thing.
So what we did is when we brewed our 3-year anniversary beer, third year, I believe it was our 3rd-year anniversary beer, we brewed Sledgehammer. So what we did from that is we took the runnings from the wort out of the mash. And when you do that, you take the sugar water or the wort out of there, you put it into the kettle. Those first runnings are super, super highly concentrated sugars.
Okay.
So we took the 2 first runnings from 2 different mashes and created Sledgehammer. So really, really intense sugar content, therefore that translates to high alcohol content. After we took those first runnings out, we saved the 2nd and 3rd runnings from those 2 mashes. So lower concentration of sugars, lower alcohol, and then we created Pick Hammer.
Oh, that's
So
interesting.
it's kind of a Velvet Hammer light, if you will. So all of those 3 beers, Pick Hammer, Velvet Hammer, and Sledgehammer, have exactly the same hops, exactly the same malt, exactly the same yeast, but just different alcohol levels, and then we hop them different during at the time. So
That's interesting. So,
So-
is this? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
So when you grab the runnings out to retool them, what temperature
retool.
are those runnings?
So
Would
yeah,
you-
those will come out typically at our mash temperatures, which can vary anywhere from 147 degrees Fahrenheit up to 163 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on our recipe for the beer.
So those runnings would not be cool when you grab them.
No, so what we'll do is we'll take those runnings, those hot runnings, and we'll put them into another tank, another vessel. So it might be another fermenter,
Oh, sorry.
or it might be another, like a bright tank that we have open, that we have cleaned and sanitized. And then we will save those until our kettle is free, transfer them back into the kettle, and then boil them down with hops and everything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very nice. I like the cool runnings attempt. I was thinking of a way to work that in there, Ziggs.
We do a lot of.
Oh, I get it. Okay, now
We do a lot of.
I was late to it too. I was like, what? Oh, ha.
we have a bobsled team.
You know, the Winter Olympics just passed. You know, so
Right. Way to stay topical.
a few months late, but we got it.
It's in the general time frame.
Yeah, we got
Guys,
this.
did you know that John Candy is dead?
I just
man.
learned that.
I just
right this
found
moment.
out.
Just this moment.
There's another one for gone too soon.
I know. Oh, true.
Anyway.
John Candy.
Thank you.
So you guys are really big on ping pong up there at the brewery.
Yeah.
Last we heard,
Peticolas.
Michael was the top dog and was very competitive about it.
Well, he's going to be watching this, I think, at some point, so
Yeah,
we are
he's
going to
the best.
refrain from.
He said, "Yeah, you're the best, Michael."
Coming
No,
for you,
Michael
Mike.
was actually, he's been the house champion for God knows how long.
Is he that good?
He is. He really is. And he practices. And Michael Peticolas is an extremely competitive individual.
Is he Forrest Gump?
Is he Forrest Gump?
Yeah, like the ping pong champion.
Well,
level?
as far as that level, yeah.
Yeah, no, wait. I'm not talking about intelligence.
There's a lot of implications there.
Running.
I wasn't talking about.
Life is like a
obviously,
keg of beer.
he could be. We don't know that. I've never met him.
Right, no.
He could be.
No, but he's highly competitive, and he I
Sorry.
think his win streak was up to like 70 or 80.
Jeez.
Just in the brewery, and then all of a sudden one day our head brewer Chris Martinez beat him, and then he's been
We
on a
talked about
slow
that.
decline since then.
Was
No,
it-
but he's still great. He still owns the table whenever we play. But we've done, I think, 3 now ticketed ping pong tournaments.
Can you give me a real quick top 5 of the the people working there?
That's how
Who's
many work there.
okay? Georgina, where are you?
Oh, at the bottom. I never play.
I'm underneath that. I'll sign up for the tournaments, but it's really just for
Just
fun.
for fun.
Yeah.
Nah, but really, it's probably Michael Peticolas and Chris Martinez up at the top 2, tied for first. Third place, oh, that's tough. I'd probably go Jordan Pratt,
Okay.
one of our brewers, too. Fourth place, I would go Nathan Pryor, one of our full-time bartenders. He's
Okay.
great. After that, it's a mix between all of us because depending on how much we've had to drink throughout the day, it's
True.
debatable.
Get a nice spin after a few beers, right?
I'm just saying we go shot for shot, and I could challenge anybody, but they have to take double shots. What I take.
That
I
seems
could win.
a little handicapped.
I need a handicap, sir. I have
Yeah.
one leg.
But yeah. So this is the pick hammer, right?
This is the pick hammer, yes.
Really good.
So,
It's good.
Velvet Hammer Light, if you will.
Really good.
And I say that, and it comes in at like
Oh, nice.
6.25% alcohol, I believe.
So it's light. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get like a lot
It's
more
lighter.
caramel
Light for us, yeah.
taste to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that
It
all
has a
comes
nice
from the
good
malts.
Yeah. It's good. It's more of like a quote unquote sessionable.
Yes.
For our standards, yes.
Yeah. What's the ABV on the pick
Six.
hammer?
I believe it's 6.25 or
Okay.
6.83, something around
Yeah.
there. It's below 7, I know that.
Yeah.
I'll have to look it up.
That's my kind of session.
There was a day when I knew every single stat on all of our beers, and I still should, right?
Yeah.
But that was when we had
why
5 beers.
It was easy
And
to
that
keep it
was
all
it.
under. Yeah.
Right. Now in our tap room, we keep 17 different beers on at all times.
Yeah.
You guys
So-
have, have a
so
website
really good.
for it, so you can look at like, give me 1 second, and then it's all the information I need right here.
Exactly. We'll get texts from other people saying, "Hey, how much alcohol's in this beer, or what is this beer called?" And just look at our website. It's fine.
It's on there. I promise you.
Right. It's going to take me as long to text you back as it will. if you
Just
do
go
it.
browse. Yeah.
Exactly.
But no, that is good. That is good.
No, it's
session.
really good beer. You said you there's an event coming up that you
Yes.
that you're working on.
We've been working on since about November of last year. So it's for the Pink Boot Society and for the North Texas chapter. So the event was International Women's Day in combination with the Pink Boots Collaboration Brew Day.
Okay.
And so we celebrated on March 8th to just kind of, showcase International Women's Day. And so what the organization does is chapters across the world, because we've got chapters in like Spain, Australia, Canada,
Nice.
Brazil, and so many here in the U.S. And we, as many chapters try to brew on that same day, and the women of that chapter get together at a brewery and we brew a beer. And so this was our first year to do it. The chapter's only a year old as well. And so it was one of those like last minute decisions, like, hey, let's go ahead and do it and put our chapter on the map. And so, yeah, I signed up our group. The deadline was like December 31st or something, and you can get a free bag of malt. So I was like, yes, we'll take everything we can. And so, yeah, and we found a host brewery that wanted to do the event last year, but they didn't have enough of or a group to be able to do it and to promote it. And so one of our members told us, hey, they really want to do it and they really want to donate like 100% of the proceeds. So like, yeah, let's just go with
Go
them.
right there.
Yeah, so we didn't really have to try very hard to go find a brewery to host it. And so that's why Oak Highlands hosted our brew, and their head brewer, Matt, was there. I mean, their system is way more elaborate than ours. Ours is very manual. We have a rake to stir the mash in. They have a lovely control panel that, you know, you push some buttons and it does things for you, and it was great. So we worked together to develop this recipe with Oak Highlands, and the only requirement this year was to use a specific hop blend.
Really?
What's happening? Oh,
Yeah, there you
hey, I made that flyer. Yeah, so that was one of the articles. Guide Live also came out, and they covered the actual brew day. And yeah, we had a blast. We had to use that one specific hop that YCH made specifically for Pink Boots Brew Day.
Really?
So it was a blend between 5 different hops. It was Simcoe, Laurel, Palisade, Citra, and Mosaic. And from those, like, they each have their own, like, flavors, aromas. And so the common ones were, like, earthy, fruity, and citrus. So that's why we decided to go with an American Pale Ale.
Okay.
Nice.
We didn't really want something to be overly bitter, and we wanted a style, a solid style that could just, you know, showcase the hops. But to incorporate International Women's Day, we also used an English 2-row to kind of, you know, bring it all together. So American hops with English malt. The beer is going to be released on Saturday at Oak Highlands from 1 to 5.
1 to 5.
And I've been, I think, 3 times this week already to taste it, and it's tasting great. I mean, you've got a lot of like these like grapefruit and floral notes to it when you smell it. And then the taste of flavor, we did use that experimental malt bag that they sent us. And so with the mix of the English malt, the 2-row, you've got this like biscuity like tartness.
Really?
It's interesting. It's a really cool beer. So I'm excited to see what it's going to turn out once it's like been totally filtered and carbonated. So I won't know that either until Saturday when I go taste it. So yes.
I will be there.
Good.
And we will judge you harshly.
Thank you. Yes, please come by it all because, like
sounds
I said,
awesome.
all the proceeds, Oak Highlands is donating back to Pink Boots, and
No, that's
that
all-
money
that's-
goes back
that's
to
really
the
awesome.
members. Yeah,
That is really awesome.
it's
right
really
there.
great.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds like it was a lot of fun to actually do the whole brewing process, though, right?
It was fun because I mean, I think there was like 12 of us. There's 25 members in the chapter, but it was during the week. It was on a Thursday, so not everybody could like take off work and come. But there was a good group, and we got there like at 7, started brewing at 8, and we all got to hang out and just be on the brew stand, throwing hops, smelling some grain.
Nice.
And yeah, it was a blast. I had this one lady email me like a couple weeks before. She was like, "Hi, I'm an American home brewer. I live in Sweden. I've lived here for a really long time, but I'm visiting family. I'm going to be there during that week. Is it cool if I come hang out?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So she shows
cool.
up, and she was awesome. And she was just like all over the place, like
Helping
watching the brewer,
out.
asking questions. I was like, "Man, this is really International Women's Day." Yeah. So it was great.
Nice. That's awesome. I can't. Yeah, we'll have to go out there and try it.
I'll be there.
Thank
I don't have any pink boots, unfortunately, but I'll be there.
Like they won't let you in.
Yeah, you
Damn
have
it.
to have it. Go hit up a
Pink
boot
boots,
shop.
Pink. Does that count?
Yes, it will.
I got
No.
cowboy boots I don't wear anyway.
Is that beer going to be distributed? In the
It
area?
should be, yeah. So if anybody is like a brew pub or a growler bar, beer bar, we're gonna sell a few kegs. But it was very limited batch. We only did 15 barrels. So
What's
that's
the
about
name?
like Pinky Boots.
Pinky
Pinky
boots.
boots.
Okay.
I thought it was got
Yes,
pink in the brain.
no, Pinky Boots Pale Ale. And
Kind of
yes,
rolls off the tongue.
yeah, it does. But we'll have it at places like Thirsty Growler on tap in Arlington.
Yeah.
Cork and Growler in Frisco. They're planning on buying some. I think Craft Beer or
Craft beer cellar.
That one. Gosh, Stephanie's gonna
Gotcha.
kill me if she sees this.
She
Yes.
won't notice.
Yeah.
We'll edit that out.
We will.
You said it was live.
Only
It
if-
is.
only if you
but
know where to
the
go.
edit version is gonna be on our
Thanks,
Instagram
guys.
tomorrow.
You're probably gonna leave it in anywhere, aren't you?
Nope. We got you.
Talk about it.
We got you.
Yeah. Nice. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good.
That's an awesome.
Definitely
thing.
tastes the difference, but it's nice. It's a good version of the Velvet Hammer.
Yeah, yeah. So it's amazing to me how you can put, the exact same ingredients into a beer, and it comes out totally different depending on where you brew it and how you brew it. So taking different runnings and whatnot. Like if you look at Velvet Hammer and Sit Down or I'll Sit You Down,
Yeah.
they have exactly the same hops in them, but they have different
They
grain.
do?
Yeah. So same hops but different grains, so it gives you a totally different profile.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah,
So,
man, I guess that.
I have a question. Who comes up with so you guys have the pickaxe or excuse me pick hammer?
That's a good one too. A good name.
It's gonna be another alternate.
All right, trademark it right now before we do.
Right.
No, you can have it.
I'm
It's our
so-
gift to you.
So who comes up with the idea to do that? Is there a creative team that's like, hey, what if we did this and throw this in there?
Yeah, so the majority of our portfolio of beers are recipes that Michael Peticolas has done because he's our owner, he's our brewmaster, and that's how it is.
Yeah.
Lately, we have been coming up with different recipes that are, we'll all sit around, drink beer, and figure out, okay, well, let's brew this kind of beer. Our head brewer, Chris Martinez, is really good at that. So he's been formulating a few. And then as far as the names go, it's the same kind of way. Like, how do we name a beer? Well, we all sit around, drink, and say, hey, is that a good
That's probably
beer
the
name?
best way. That's like the best brainstorming session.
Yeah.
All right,
This would be like a
everybody,
lot of
here's
fun.
the beer for everybody. When you drink it, and let's
Names.
spitfire this. Let's do this.
Right.
It's gonna be some
Right.
ridiculous ones that people come up with.
Oh,
You're like,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, so we have a, if y'all have heard of Slack, the
Yeah.
the app. So we have a company Slack, and one of them is called, basically beer names. And it's just all ridiculous stuff. But every so often, probably 1 out of 100, it'll click. And so we'll take a mental note, write it down.
Yes.
That's a good beer name. But we're really picky about how we name our beers, and it's got to have meaning, and it's got to have reference to our brewery culture and everything.
Yeah.
No, of course.
So
That's
we get
cool.
that all the time. Like, how do you guys name your beers? How'd
Yeah.
you come up with Sit Down, I'll Sit You Down? And so,
A funny story.
yeah.
Victor
would
drank
drink
too
it?
much.
You could not get up. He literally sat down. Because I shaved it down.
I told him he needs to go full Vin Diesel one of these days and just go the full shave. Full shave.
No.
Not going to?
No. I'm going to look like Vin Diesel like he did in his first commercial forever.
Well, okay, so you have a man crush.
Yeah.
So you know his first commercial.
I only know
I
it.
have no idea what
No,
you're talking about.
Ziggy, if you get a second, can you pull up Vin Diesel Shark?
Street Sharks?
Street
Oh
Shark
my gosh.
commercial? Yeah.
it is awesome.
It's pretty bad.
It is pretty funny.
So as he's looking it up, let's try this beer because
Yes.
it's going to change your world.
yes.
Seeing that
The
commercial.
commercial?
It'll change
Yeah.
your opinion
How
of
old is
him.
this commercial?
Oh, it's back in the day.
Was I alive?
Yes. I mean, he's like 90, so I don't know.
Oh,
Right.
goodness.
So
So,
this
yeah,
commercial is from 1994.
Okay.
It's a good year. Good year.
I was 6.
What are we looking at here?
We're looking at Boomer. This is Boomer. He's got the biggest mouth of them all. He's the whale shark. Say hello to that round mound of pound and his power slam. Very deadly.
He's selling some cool.
He loves to tenderize the competition before he
He
eats it.
had shark teeth on his
Then
chin.
we've got
Look at
Yeah,
those
well, that was
muscles.
90s.
Sledge
Oh
the Hammerhead. Sledge the Hammerhead loves to floor the competition with the flying headbutt.
Perfect timing.
He's the leader of the Street Sharks.
He gets
He's a
better.
great
Look at
warrior.
that hair.
He's got the feel real shark
Oh,
skin,
that's a troll.
and
That's a Ninja Turtle.
his special
Ninja Turtle.
power is
Yeah,
the
so they were
right
trying to compete
hand
against Ninja Turtles,
roundhouse
so he tried
punch.
beating up the Ninja
He
Turtles.
sends a
Okay, so
competition
what
to a
would
watery grave.
some toy collector play
Boom!
pay for these
Death.
these days?
Nothing.
Show you. I want to show you something.
Absolutely.
up
No, it
close
gets
and
better.
personal.
Wait.
I've
That
got something
vest,
here with
though.
such
Look at those muscles,
fantastic
though.
detail. It's gonna blow you away.
Man.
He looks like he's ready for his audition. For
Hand
the top.
shark.
Hand shark. You guys ready?
Ah, good shush.
This
Rocky
is where he
Balboa
cuts the
action.
iron Groot.
Why is this a thing?
So this
I
was,
think we need to pull this up in the brewery and watch it.
No.
And
this was a early episode. I guess he was a salesman for that toy company, and yeah, that was
It was
the
a cartoon.
That was
genius
his
stuff.
in into.
The industry.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's what you have to do.
well,
Yep.
God, I could be in the industry, right?
yeah.
I mean, if this was the 90s again, yes.
Yeah, if I had muscles and
And that vest.
I feel like have a few of these,
yeah.
have a few of the sledgehammers, and you're ready to start doing
oh yeah,
whatever
you'll
for
be
somebody.
invincible, right?
Yeah,
Can't stop, won't stop.
I must say I think this is probably my favorite.
I think it's the best one out of the three.
Yeah. So we call it a triple imperial red. So the grandfather or the bigger version of the Velvet Hammer, 11 or 11.5%
It's 11?
alcohol. Yeah.
11 and a half. Does not
so-
taste like 11 and a half at all.
Same malt, same hops, just
Yeah.
used in a different way. We call it a triple imperial red, but we have entered it, and it has won in a lot of barley wine categories.
Really? Okay.
So,
So I noticed whenever I drink,
Salud.
bless you, different barley wines, you really taste the alcohol in a lot of barley wines.
yeah,
So this one definitely kind of
It hides it a
masks
little
it
bit,
a little
yeah.
bit more.
yeah,
Yeah, but it's got like a nice hoppiness to it. I really enjoy.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's good.
outstanding. So we got 2 more for you guys.
All right.
And I'm still surviving because I didn't take no shots before this.
There's still time, Victor. There's
It's
still
Dallas beer talk, not Dallas shot talk.
That's true. We have had some liquor themed episodes.
We had a few. No, the point of the original concept of the show was us having like really honest conversation, like we were at a
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah.
And so I will tend to be more intoxicated just to have more willingness on air to like say,
For authenticity.
well, just say
Oh, I totally
This is
agree. I
me.
totally agree with you. Yeah.
just ridiculous conversations that I say sometimes
Mm-hmm.
offhandedly, and I think it's just better when I'm drunk.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it did not help that episode, or a few other episodes as well, where we drank for 2 hours straight, and I'm just like, I gotta continue to talk. I'm like, I'm not ready. I can't do this.
Yep.
Take it away.
And we did this without any bathroom breaks, surprisingly. For that 2-hour show?
Yeah.
No bathroom breaks.
Yeah, that was hard though.
Yeah, that was hard.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Is that the episode I got stuck in the elevator?
That was the one with Chanel.
Yeah, the studio I got stuck in the elevator.
Okay.
You remember going up to the little
Yep.
yep, yeah. So craziness. But
It's
yeah,
a fun little studio, though.
it is. It was cool.
Yeah.
It had a really good view.
Yeah.
But parking sucks.
Yeah.
So
Parking is like
downtown Dallas.
They're still over there and they're still doing great, and we still work with Jedi,
Good.
and of course we still work with Ziggy,
Yes. Cheers.
The man, the myth.
the legend.
Mm-hmm.
As he kills his beer.
Yeah. Needs a
Smile's
refill.
getting bigger.
He's getting ready for his open mic. at
That's
Noble
right.
Ray.
That's right.
And when is that?
Tonight at Noble Ray Brewing. I believe the show starts at 8.
Good.
I have time to go take a shower and make it back.
Yeah. Here's my plug. Stop by our tap room, do a little pregame, and then go on over to Noble Ray. We are
That's right.
literally around the corner from each other.
Yes.
So Sledgehammer is already on tap.
Yeah.
On the tap
So
room?
we have that on tap right now. We have Velvet Hammer on tap.
Highly recommend that.
Yeah. And then-
17 other beers, total. 17 beers total.
Yeah, and the
Tap.
next 2 that we have on, that we're going to have right now, we have on tap right now, too. So,
Nice.
Georgie's ready. You want some sledgehammer? Or you
Let's-
good?
No, pass.
You're past?
Let's go for it.
Don't
Go to
pass
the
on the
next.
sledgehammer.
So,
Alright, so, like I said earlier with you guys before we started the show, we don't can our beer. But what I did this past weekend was I drove down to Austin and went to American Canning, just south of the airport, and brought down 4 kegs, and we canned a lot of our beer off of kegs.
Okay.
And they'll do that for Texas breweries for contest entries.
Okay.
And so we entered some beer in the World Beer Cup. We did that last October for Great American Beer Festival.
Oh, nice.
And that turned out really well for us. And so when we did that, and I'll give you all some to take home,
Yeah.
we won a silver medal for our Belgian
Congrats.
Strong Dark Ale. It's always something.
Thank you.
So I have some of that.
Oh, you made it?
No.
It was me.
So I have some of that I'll give you all to take home. But that was,
Awesome.
and if we have time, we'll drink it on air. But
Yeah.
otherwise, what we're going to do right now is doctor's orders.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That's
So
exciting.
yeah.
you guys have the prescription fill coming up, the
Mhm.
event.
We do. So we've done a pint night with it at our tap room, and we're doing a couple other things with it. But
What's the ABV?
10.5.
10.5. Okay.
Or is it 11?
No, it doesn't say on the
I think
website
it's
yet.
10.5.
I believe
Oh,
it's
it's
10.5.
10.5.
It's 10.5. Yeah.
It'll get you drunk.
All of it will.
That's what we do.
Oh,
Like,
that
what
looks
is-
delicious.
What is it? Garth Brooks? Why do we drink?
It's a teensy bit.
Just a smidge?
Just a smidge.
Yes.
Just a full overfilling glass.
We have
You're not a cop anymore. You can drink more.
I'm trying to share with
No,
you
that's-
guys.
So
That's
how did
a
that go?
Hank
Being
Williams Jr.
did you
song
see
that
any
you're
crazy
thinking
stuff
of.
as
Hank
being a
Williams
cop?
Jr. is
Yeah.
the song.
yeah.
Why
Of
do we
course.
drink?
Yeah.
It was the city of
Why do we
Arlington.
roll
Oh,
smoke?
yeah, they were
Yes.
paying people to come to Arlington because, yeah.
Yeah. No, I had fun.
How long were you a cop?
3 years.
3 years.
hmm
I was. I think I was 10 years old. They have like this cop kind of academy program kind of thing for kids. You
Okay.
go to precinct, you dress up and stuff, whatever. Did that for a day.
For a day.
For a day. I saw the cops and they're hanging out with them.
Oh, it's called Scare Straight.
No,
what-
the other
I
side of
actually
the
did
bar.
the other side. That was the other side. No,
Outside
I
the
also
bars.
did that too. I also went through Scare Straight myself. No, I did that for a day and just seeing how everybody was just boring. I'm like, you guys suck at life. And I was like 10 years old.
Yeah, no, for the most part, it is a pretty boring job. Like, I think I would say 90% of it is paperwork.
Paperwork, that's what I've heard.
Yeah,
And then the 10%, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die.
That is
But, yeah.
that's very true. But it's not just the job itself. I'm just talking about the people that I met at the time. Like, you guys are just not fun people.
They sent the old people out to that. Come on, let's be real.
Yeah,
to
for
the
the
little,
most part,
the little.
the officers that go to stuff like that are the
Not
ones
the
that are like,
firefighters.
ready to retire.
not the
Every time I
fire.
hung out with the firefighters, they came to the neighborhood and I turned.
Everybody loves firefighters.
But they come because they come to
You say
drink
that with
too.
such.
You're the hero.
Yeah.
You say it so mad.
It was
mad
every
They are the hero.
time.
They are.
Always.
Well, I don't know if you watch New York City movies. You ever see like those corner things, fire hydrants, and the water turn on? When I was growing up, firefighters had to come turn it on. So they come hang out in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
We'll be cooking, grilling, eating. They'll sit there and drink and talk shop and have fun, play dominoes, play cards, play with the kids. The cops come by.
Must be nice.
Cops come by. They just sit there and stare at you, be boring.
Be
They
boring.
shut it down. Like, all right, guys, you gotta shut it down. Like, come on, firefighters are just here. Hang out with us.
So where'd you grow up in New York?
Queens, Southside
Queens.
Jamaica.
I love going to New York. My wife always has a conference up there, so I go and just drink my way around the city and have the hotel
That's
room.
actually
You know,
phenomenal.
There's a
And
lot of good
so-
beer up there.
she's an educator, and for her conference, she gets placed at a different elementary school around the city. And this
Okay.
past one that we went to in January, she was in Queens, and so I'll have to ask her what the name of the school was.
Yeah, let me know. I actually
Ask her now.
I
the school,
will.
the board of education up there in New York City, they did like a little paper on me because I made it all the way to high school. Not that I'm proud of it. Made it all the way through high school being illiterate, nearly illiterate.
Wow.
Yeah, that's great.
They
But
But that's sort of a failure on their part, right?
because they never found out, but
yeah.
because my vocabulary was so high and I was able to talk my way out of everything.
Wow.
that's the thing, and you would be surprised at how many kids even graduate from quote highfalutin schools
Yeah.
that get by just because of their vocabulary and everything. And you're right, it's a failure on the school system ish, but it's
Yeah.
also a testament to those kids who are so intelligent enough to get by and know their way around words.
Know what they need to do to,
Yeah.
to make it.
I wouldn't
yeah,
call
work.
myself intelligent, but I would say I knew I couldn't read, so I had to be really nice to the English teachers, and I really had to talk my way out of problems.
Street smarts. You can't
Every-
teach that.
Dude, yeah, that is a
I
skill.
was like, I can't read this book, but I'll talk to people in the school, in the class that read the book. Like, what's going on in this chapter?
What was your favorite part of this
Look at
chapter?
this.
Ew.
So this smells different right now than it did when we had it earlier.
Sounds
today.
really good.
This is outstanding.
So,
Well,
which
this
one are
is
we
delicious.
sampling right now?
So this is
Doctor's
Doctor's
Orders.
Orders,
Doctor's
Imperial
Orders.
IPA.
Sorry for talking over you. I was like so excited about it.
No, yeah. Our newest Imperial IPA. So I get a lot of pineapple,
Yeah.
tropical fruits. It's
Oh, yeah.
Super smooth,
Yeah.
delicious.
and you don't feel like you're drinking 10.5.
Not at all.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the testament to a lot of the beers is it's very well balanced where you don't really get that
Yeah.
big like alcohol bite kind of, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And it's a little sweet to me.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little nice little sweet, and I enjoy that part.
Good.
You know.
Good.
And he's a big we call him the anti-IPA guy here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I do not like most IPAs, but what I've recently New England style IPAs were juicier,
Sure.
sweeter.
Yeah.
Really enjoy those, and well balanced IPAs that doesn't hit you on the front or back end too much in general.
Yeah, that's when it differentiates when you say IPA or people say I don't like hops. It's like, well, no. What you don't like are probably a certain type of hops, a certain amount of bitterness.
Yeah.
Because
Definitely.
I tend to be the kind of person that at the same time it's like, okay, give me an Imperial IPA. I'll drink sit down. But somebody else's Imperial IPA, they have more of the piney, like grassy notes up front. And I'm more on the, like, I want that, like, passion fruit or stone fruit aromas, a little bit sweeter, more, the drinkability is higher. So, yeah, it's what I like to tell people who say I don't like IPAs. It's like when you find the one that you do like, try to figure out what hops they use. And that
That's
way
good.
you
That's a good way to
can,
ask,
start, like, and sometimes some breweries will say brewed with, and they list whatever hops they use,
Yeah.
and that will stick out to you and be like, hey, I liked that hop last time. Let me try this beer, even though it's a style that I normally would not drink.
Yeah, it'd be a lot faster than me spending a whole year saying, nope, don't like that. Nope, 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 nope. Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to kind of harken back to the first time you guys were on, you guys had an IPA that y'all were getting ready to release in the tap room that day, and
It's gonna bother me now.
I know.
I want to say it had something to do with like a day. I don't know if there was.
So you sure it was a match day?
No, I say that right, and I don't think it was
Yeah.
match day.
No,
I
what?
literally said day,
Sorry.
but you let us sample it, and I'm a big hophead. I know you are as
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
and
They
I
talk about
enjoyed
this
it a
all the
lot.
time.
And we bring this up multiple times, and Victor was like, see what you guys are trying to do there, but I probably wouldn't buy it. And that was just the.
I think I remember that.
That was just the. Like,
That's the second beer we had, too.
I looked at
Yeah.
him like, what the hell are you doing? But
This bugs me. We'll have to go back to the tape.
Yeah, I got
but
it.
we totally can pull it. Yeah, we'll have to pull that up.
We can pull it up.
But yeah, so
If it's still in the tap room, what we're going to start doing here in the next few weeks is we're going to revisit old beers.
Yeah.
and
Either
retry 'em.
we don't like, he didn't like, or I didn't like, most likely beers I didn't like. And retry them and see if if my taste has changed, in particular, or ours as a collective
Yeah.
has
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah. If y'all can do a live shoot, let's do it.
Yeah,
be a
we're
lot of
working
fun.
on that for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and I think it was a combination of the New Yorker in him was very straightforward, and he wasn't an IPA. He didn't enjoy IPA at all. So he was like, yeah.
No,
And
but the funny thing about it is the one before, which everybody's like, oh, you might not like this one
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
real hoppy, is the sit down or sit down, which I really liked. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this is really good.
See,
Yeah.
can you pull up our beer list on our website? Because this
Oh,
is
that'd
gonna
be a-
really bother me.
yeah.
And we just like scroll through
Two
the ones that we
top
have.
off main squeeze.
no,
that don't
Okay.
sound right.
Let's do this. All right, homework.
All right,
Homework.
keep going.
Clandestine?
No.
Oh, it was good call maybe? No.
No, that.
That's a Belgian. Main
Oh,
squeeze.
crush it. Crush it.
Crush
It
it.
was crush it. It
Ah.
was crush it. Yeah.
See,
It was
we all
Crush
saw it at
It.
the same time. Crush it!
Crush it. Yeah, it was crush it.
did not crush it.
So
So
Sorry,
we will
Michael.
revisit
it resonated
that.
with me. I
Yeah.
will say that.
Yeah.
So
Oh, because now we try to have our own rating system now.
Uh huh.
So one of our rating system is crush it,
crushable.
crushable.
Crushable. Good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Meaning you would chug it.
So maybe we need to revisit crush it.
Crush
and,
it.
Yeah. See if you think it's crushable.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
Or phenomenal.
yeah.
We'll have to brew it again.
Yeah.
It's
I think
not-
we're going to. Yeah.
whenever it's back on there, we will drink it.
You'll come by.
Yeah.
So we got about 4 minutes.
Yep.
So
And I still have a dessert beer, and then we'll.
We gotta go for a power chug. Is that
yeah,
what
we're
doing
gonna
here?
have to. We're
Is that
gonna
what
do
we
it on live.
Cheers.
Salud.
Salud.
All right, hold on.
Salud.
No, this one, Chad.
Ziggy. Ziggy.
All right,
There he goes.
I'm
There he
I'm
is.
still fascinated about this video with this girl. Breaks open a beer bottle of a beer can in her on her head and then chugs the rest of it.
Chad's
haven't
face. He's
seen
like,
it?
I know exactly what you're talking
What?
Have you seen it?
Where are you finding these videos?
Oh,
Where
I-
is Diesel?
beer.
This?
about. The
I have a lot of time at work.
the dark web. No, all the
I
YouTube
YouTube a lot.
journeys. that
So
he
she
goes
did
on.
what exactly?
She grabbed someone threw her a can of beer. She
She
crushed
caught
it
it.
on her head, then drank the rest of it and threw that can away.
Yeah, it was.
It's better
Glorious.
visually.
I mean,
Ziggy found it last episode. Was it last episode?
Last
Yeah.
episode.
It
Because
was-
I feel like I talk about this lady way
Thank
too
you.
much.
yeah, sounds like it. Crushing a little bit.
She was.
I mean, I
sort
sort
of.
of. I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
I told my wife, I'm sorry, but I have to go find this girl now.
I gotta go hunt.
I gotta go hunt. That's like so
Yeah.
much words. I gotta go hunt.
Oh my goodness.
Too much? Here's the video.
Yeah. All right. Check
Oh,
this out.
You're crushing destroyed that
God, that looks like Matt Whistler.
Yeah, that is exactly my.
Look at this.
Like a champ.
It was all planned out. It was so choreographed. She took off the glasses.
We've all seen those videos when they try to crush it out of their head and they just start bleeding.
Yeah. But it's like a champ. She was like, bow, drink it, get it out of here.
Yeah.
Another one.
I'm afraid.
I-
Is that robot?
That's crazy. But anyways,
I
so the
am
next-
beer drinker.
this last one is a dessert beer. Tell
Yeah,
us a little
so
bit
this is
about it.
this is our new porter that we have out called Standing Ovation.
Ooh, I like the
But
name.
instead of that, we just put some raspberries in it. So it's raspberry Standing Ovation.
I do smell the raspberries.
That's what I was wondering what it smelled like. Super sweet.
I thought we had golden oak, but it's raspberries.
I was like, what?
Yeah, they might need
Oh,
to.
wow. That's really good. The raspberries really resonate through.
Yeah.
That's
Tasty.
so
I'm
good.
glad I like raspberries because this is too cold. It is throughout the whole beer, but it's delicious.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Would you call this crushable?
Yeah, definitely.
Phenomenal.
Okay.
So
Where is that on the scale?
that's the highest
The
part.
highest
the,
one.
The pinnacle we have so far is phenomenal. So
I need to see the hierarchy and.
So-
we're still it's a
We're still
working
working it out. That's
process.
why we don't have our pictures up yet. So it's good. Right now, the gist of it is phenomenal, crushable, sit on it, or like on the house.
On the house,
Oh,
drain pour,
Not drain pour. It's one that we came up last week with
jeez.
Jacob.
sip, babysit.
Babysit, drain pour.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a hierarchy. We kind of just
By
a mood more.
by
works.
season 3, we'll have it down.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
working on
so
this.
you're working
season
on the
3.
new Untapped?
yeah.
Yes.
How do I
Basically,
reverse? Okay.
this is really
Basically.
good.
No, it's
So
delicious.
wow, I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
I didn't. You said raspberry. So one of the things that I found that I really appreciate is when beers, they say brewed with this and this and this, and you really get the notes like kind of through.
Oh,
so
yeah.
the raspberry really shines through.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
yeah, very good, very good.
Chad made it.
We.
I remember
As a family.
I remember that from the last time. I remember the last time you said we, like we. Him and Chris like we.
As a team, a
Good
collective.
times, good times.
But it really means to me it means something. Like you.
It does. It really
You know,
enforces the.
We say it a lot around the brewery.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like a credo almost. Like we're in this together. We brew the beer. We deliver the beer.
Definitely.
We sell the beer. We are responsible for cleaning the toilets, scrubbing the floor, and everything
It's
like
an
that.
inclusive
Yeah.
environment. What it does
Yeah.
is it doesn't isolate anybody. It's like I did this. I know I did this. You did that. It's inclusive. Like we did it. If
Yeah.
one failed, we all fail. Kind of inclusive kind of thing. This batch didn't work out. We have to figure out why this batch didn't work out.
Right.
Not like you have to go figure that out.
Yeah.
So it's a great way of communicating with people.
If we have to dump a batch of beer, that means we don't get a raise or whatever like that. Because that's money out of the company coffer.
Oh yeah, that's just basically for sure.
Yeah.
Well, man, it's been awesome. We really appreciate you guys. Excuse me, coming on the show.
He's stuttering this time.
It's his turn.
Yeah, right. I mumble a lot just without beer, so it's mostly just me in general. But yeah, appreciate you guys coming on.
So much
Thank you
Definitely
for having
happy
us.
to have you guys
It's
back
always a
on.
blast, and we'll do
Yeah.
it again sometime.
Yeah.
This weekend you gotta check out
Pink Boots.
Pink Boots.
Pinky Boots
Get
Pale
them
Ale.
Pinky
That's what I
Boots.
was saying after.
At Oak Highlands from 1 to 5.
We
1 to
will be
5.
there. Our little Ziggy Noble race today at 8.
Yeah. And we
Yeah,
got,
if you want to look up the Velvet Hammer 5K, do that. We're doing it on April 26th or something like that.
We'll post it on
so
our
do
website.
that.
April.
That'll be a lot of fun. And then obviously look up our website.
Check it out.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Everywhere.
It's a blast.
and go
And-
challenge
and
somebody
we will
to some
keep you guys
pong.
update. We gonna train. We gonna win. We're gonna enter this competition. But check us out everywhere on social media: Facebook, Instagram, our website. We're gonna keep you posted with Peticolas, and we'll see you guys this weekend out there. Be safe, have fun, drink responsibly.
Cheers.